Hello YouTube, Captain TNT here, and recently I played through the entirety of Halo Campaign Evolved's main missions, the original ones. Anyways, now that I've finished, I do want to give my thoughts on the game in a more complete manner because I was giving them throughout the actual gameplay, but the audio's wonky and I was busy playing the game and showing it off. So I wasn't able to give my thoughts completely or like coherently sometimes. So I'm going to be doing that now with some background of Skull gameplay. Anyways, first I want to start off with what I like about the game. I love the graphics. Seeing Combat Evolved Anniversaries gameplay before I actually started my channel, or the graphics, I should say. I don't know why I said gameplay. Anyways, seeing the graphics, it was definitely too bright, and that's a complaint that many people had as well, especially in places like 343 Guilty Spark and the library. And I definitely like what they did with Campaign Evolved, actually dark like it's supposed to be. Um, Speaking of 343 Guilty Spark and the library, I like the biomass. It's a bit weird that it's there, considering the fact that the outbreak just started, according to the game. So it technically should be there, but it's a fictional space zombie virus, so I can't really say that much, especially since I don't know that much of the lore personally. So that could probably happen, especially with all the fumbling happening from both the UNSC and the Covenant. But it was definitely nice to see. Gets me really excited for Halo 2 and 3 when we get to see the Gravemind and eventually the Flood Hive in Covenant's High Cherry. Also, back to the library. I like the way that they had the level set up because in the original Combat Evolved, we had to go take elevators up just to go all the way down. I like that we're just immediately going down from the start with elevators. And the way that there's more biomass and it gets darker the deeper you get into the library, like uh, Descent into Hell. It's really nice. And the level isn't as repetitive as it was. It's still a bit repetitive, but not as bad, especially with those two extra rooms that they added where you have to activate light bridges to pass through. It was a nice touch to break up the repetitiveness. And the introduction of the flood tank forms was really nice. Um, Someone may be wondering why they're there. I know most people know that they were there as part of the containment, but somebody might not for whatever reason. That's why, because they were there to be studied, and we do see them in Fireteam Raven. If anybody, for whatever reason, thinks that this is the first time we're seeing them in in Combat Evolved on Alpha Halo, they're there before in Fireteam Raven. Anyways, um, I also like the extra weapons. It's nice to play with things like the Fuel Rod gun and the Energy Sword in Campaign Evolved. Um, and also have the SMG again after it being gone since Halo 4, I believe. Um, Now, I believe that's all I have for things I like right now. Everything else is like pretty standard. Things I dislike about the game. First up, in 343 Guilty Spark, if you went down the elevator and then went back up immediately and came outside, you'd find a bunch of dead Marine bodies. However, they are not there. Very, very disappointing, Halo Studios, okay? Next up, the look of, not the look of anything, the sounds, that's it. The audio, the voice lines, however you want to say it, they're a bit weird in some places. Like especially with Sergeant Johnson. Like I like the new voice actor. He's nowhere near as good as the original. Actually, that was a bit insulting. My bad. Anyways, he's good, but some of the voice lines don't have this same energy. They don't even be the exact same, but they don't sound like they fit the scene per se. Um, Same thing with Cortana's voice lines. They're okay, but they don't fit the scene all the time. Um, Captain Keyes also sounded like an edgy 12-year-old at one point. Can't remember exactly what the line was, but it was so goofy. Um, and the AI is a bit weird. Like at some points, like I know in the original game, the like during missions like Keys and the not the Maw, the two betrayals. If you were in the middle of a battle, the Covenant and the Flood would like sometimes just stop fighting to focus on you. I know that happened in the original, but like I feel like they could have changed that a bit in Campaign Evolved so that they'd still be like fighting three ways. Because like for example in Keys, the mission, not the person, I'm trying to run through and the Flood just suddenly focus off of the Covenant to start shooting at me, and the elites will do that. And with the plasma weapons, like every single one of them stopping sprint and slowing you down, it's a bit difficult to like actually fight your way through, or even run past if you want to like skip the fighting altogether, especially with like walls of enemies. But overall, it is a pretty good game. I'd recommend you give it a try yourself. Thanks for watching.